losing time, I'm fading fast. I just wanna make it last. Try to let go of the past. I close my eyes, embrace the blast. Sleepless nights and headaches stack. Restlessness to hell and back. What's my purpose? What do I grab? A slippery surface, a heart attack. And sometimes you just gotta believe there's something that'll give you relief. There's something that'll have what you need, what you need. We're broken, it's tragic, we're not all elastic, but maybe there's magic, believe you could have it. And I know of sadness, the anxious and panic, the infinite vastness of all that is blackness.
Hey guys, how you going? Well, it's been just over a week because I had a strike. This time it was for, what was it for? Inciting or condoning violence and dangerous conspiracy theories. So I don't know what I'm allowed to talk about and which ones are dangerous and which ones aren't. What did I say that? Oh my God. Anyway, I don't know if anyone can comment. I'm not sure what's going on because they also sent me another email saying that I wasn't allowed to pin comments. Oh, good on you, Kai. Kai's in here. How you going, Kai? I don't expect to get a lot of viewers today because I know I've just snuck up on everyone. Okay? That's how it is. I had to wait until the strike had lifted so that I could go live. So I couldn't even plan this one. Oh my God. Okay, so that's the drama of this week. Oh, also, I was babysitting this week, and on the way home from babysitting on Friday, my son rang me. And he said, Mum, how far away are you? I said, about 15 minutes. He said, I've just sliced my thumb open. He sliced his thumb open across the top, and it was pretty deep. And I thought probably stitches, but I had butterfly stitches here. So I just pulled the skin back together and we got a waterproof gauze pad and put it over that and bandaged his hand up, and so far so good. How you going, Dealey? Lacey, how you going? Flyby Stu, how you going? Okay, let's get into, look, there's some shit flying at the moment, absolutely flying. You've got aliens in Miami. Blue beam. You've got, what else have you got? Hey Jane, how you going? Yeah, you've also got, well, the court case is ongoing with Trump and this Jack bloke. And you've got Epstein. They are not the customers. The papers that were released was everybody mentioned in the court case, including Trump, who was also, if people read through the actual court case, can see that he did not visit the island. At least Virginia Giuffre did not see him there. I think it was her, either her or Maria Farmer. I don't know which one it was. But let's have a look at some news. And I've got some footage, apparently, of the aliens in Miami. That started off with kids or something. Kids being rowdy or running amok. we'll see how much we can get to, because I can't talk about that one. There's just, I don't know what I can talk about anymore. So what I'm going to go... Just in, Michelle Obama's ex-boyfriend David Upchurch has come forward to reveal she's actually a man named Michael Robinson. Okay, there's a fact check. Although he was a real person and did date Michelle Obama in high school, but he never said any of the above statements. I've seen it. No, that was Obama's ex-boyfriend. Sorry, the other one. Barack's. Sorry. Mr. Knight said, from what we've seen, Biden did not make the Epstein list so far, but there's a couple who were blanked out anyway. Yeah. Okay. Feds are rating Amish people from Salty Cracker instead of people on Epstein's list. They'd rather go after the Amish. Just let me go back and like a couple of these things. I'll leave the ones that I haven't read out loud unliked so that I can come back, because I'm going to have to do a Rumble video. Okay? I can't talk about everything on this video. There will be a Rumble video. So please, if you haven't, please find my Rumble and subscribe. Okay, so that one where they're rating the Amish. What did the Amish do? Edwin said, interesting comments from Megan Kelly that we're going to hear a lot more about Jeffrey Epstein in the coming year. You may even be hearing from him directly. More on that as I'm allowed to tell you. What's going on here? He didn't kill himself. There's even questions whether he's dead or not. Okay. Real Ben said, we're not even one full week into January and shit's already obscene. Japan earthquakes, Miami incident, Epstein, school shooting, daily propaganda. Election years are always wild, but this one's going to be next level. And I agree with that. This one's going to be insane this year. Okay, MW said, oh my God, I can't stop laughing. And I couldn't either when I seen it. Look at this fake crap. You people are being faked out by Project Bluebeam. Exactly. What we should all be focusing on is the people from Epstein Island. I'm going to reword that because I can't make it, you can't talk about conspiracy theories, although what is this? A massive conspiracy. They've got babies. It's the Crab Man. I don't know. I think it's hilarious. Oh my goodness, do you believe it? Bill and F said Julian Assange gives his idea about why the FBI doesn't want Epstein client list revealed, maybe why so many politicians want him in jail. It's because if they did, their blackmail would no longer be useful and the CIA would lose their control over the powerful people they spent decades setting up. Makes sense, doesn't it? Trash Discourse, I don't know who this is, but just I've come across some interesting posts. Hi, while everyone is talking about Epstein and 8 to 10 foot creatures in Miami, I'm here to remind you of what dropped occurring recently at the same time. Trump lays out the entire report of swing states voting irregularities that are completely unreconcilable. Ray Epps included in internal documents of why the FBI did not investigate. Law firm representing Burisma has lawyered up and registered under FARA, which means they are nervous, RE impeachment inquiry. For secret migrant centre in Phoenix exposed by James O'Keefe. 5. Elon Musk, Prisk Pavlovsky and several state attorney generals are suing investigating media matters. Crew, Nandini Jami et al. which are attacking free speech, Trump, state courts, all orgs funded initially and currently by George Soros. Thanks for coming to my TEDx update. Kidding. He said it, not me. Well, I said it, but I mean, he wrote it. Kanaka the Great said, remember when the government could meticulously track every citizen's movement during COVID-19 through cell phone data, yet the FBI couldn't seem to locate a single customer of Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. Why has the FBI and DOJ failed to take down any co-conspirator of the most prolific traffickers in American history, who installed hidden cameras in their property to blackmail the world's most powerful people? The Epstein and Maxwell case is precisely why trust in the FBI and DOJ has crumbled among Americans. It should have been the most extensive trafficking conspiracy case ever pursued, resulting in the arrest of every client and co-conspirator involved with children and Epstein and Maxwell. Instead, it's become the epitome of the FBI and DOJ shielding the powerful even when their crimes involve preying on innocent children. Even Elon Musk said does seem odd. Okay. Hillary Clinton's been named as a witness in the Jeffrey Epstein files that have been released today, which is January 6th. Don Lecrae, breaker of narratives. So who else we got in there? Okay, all communications with 13 specific witnesses named Jeffrey Epstein, Virginia Roberts, Prince Andrew, Ross Gow, Alan Dershowitz, Emmy Taylor, Sarah Kellen, Glenn and Eva Dubin, Jean-Luc Brunel, Nadia Marcinova, and Bill and Hillary Clinton. There you go. Gunther Eagleman said the FBI arrested a grandma armed with a water bottle for her role on J6, and yet they've not arrested one person for attacking children on Epstein's Island. Boone Cutler said FBI is demanded to release hundreds of missing Epstein documents. Okay, I don't know what's going on, but hopefully they will. FBI is demanded to release hundreds of missing Jeffrey Epstein documents, including tapes, CDs, passports and pictures raided from his $51 million NYC townhouse amid suspicious pedo was linked to Mossad. We all know. Okay. I don't know if I can show this. It's got music in the background. You'll have to wait for Rumble video. Okay. Techno Fog said more Jeffrey Epstein documents have been unsealed. Adriana Ross, John Doe removed computers from Epstein's Palm Beach mansion before the FBI could search the premises. And can I read this one, or is it a conspiracy theory? A harmful one at that. I don't know. Okay, what I will do is I'll read what he says about it. Okay? Lawyers for Virginia Giuffre were seeking Ghislaine Maxwell's communication with Bill and Hillary Clinton. 2006 notes from the Palm Beach PD's Jeffrey Epstein files. Abigail Wexner wants to talk to you at something private. She's the wife of Epstein client Leslie Wexner, which we know, I'm pretty sure, from the name. More from the Palm Beach PD files. One Palm Beach police officer knew Epstein well. Could talk with Epstein, knows him well. Info passed on to Captain. David Copperfield was performing magic and asking about girls at Epstein Island. Here's a memo. Who else makes an appearance on the call logs? None other than Harvey Weinstein, which we know. From the deposition of John Doe, Sarah Kellen asked whether there was an agreement between her and Epstein regarding underage people. Answer, I must invoke my Fifth Amendment privilege. From the deposition of John Doe, Nadia Marcinkova, were you part of the planning of that scheme of Jeffrey Epstein to gauge access to underage minor females? They pled the Fifth. More on Sarah Kellen. She would direct housekeeping staff who described himself as an ATM for Epstein, which minors to pay after they went upstairs with Epstein. Okay. Sarah told me pay so-and-so. The Maxwell Clinton connection. Ghislaine Maxwell refused to comply with discovery requests seeking info on her connection with the Clinton Foundation. Well, this is not a conspiracy theory. This is an actual court case. So I'll be gone soon, don't worry. And you'll have to find me on Rumble regardless. So I'd find me on Rumble anyway. They were seeking info on whether Maxwell or her organisations received Clinton funding. Witness described seeing Prince Andrew and Princess Sarah Ferguson at Epstein's home, also IDs Trump and RFK Jr. Prince Andrew was described as receiving daily massages at Epstein's home. More on Trump, he never stayed at the home. The House staff witnesses describing Trump. He would come have dinner, he never sat at the table, he'd eat with me in the kitchen. Witnesses described meeting President Clinton on Mr. Epstein's plane. Note that that was not the Epstein-Clinton Africa trip. Emails between Epstein and Maxwell. I'll go deeper into this on Rumble. Epstein tells her you've done nothing wrong. Epstein's network didn't care. I had Lisa Svensson, the Swedish ocean ambassador, yesterday. She said no one on her ocean panel takes this stuff seriously. Epstein offers Maxwell a press release statement in response to new accusations against her. Notable, Epstein suggests Maxwell says she wasn't part of his plea deal, meaning an unidentified co-conspirator. One of the most serious allegations from this release, that Giuffre was forced to have relations with the former Prime Minister of Israel, Ehud Barak. So there you go. Take it all with a grain of salt. But it's a court case. I mean, they can still lie in a court case, but you know what I mean. I'm going to leave that one unliked so I know to come back to it. Okay, even though I don't trust everything everyone says, but sometimes things will ring, I don't know, I'll make a connection with certain things. People, listen to me. We're in the crazy part of this operation. Do you all really want to know why all those, what looked to be hundreds of those police cars were in Miami? I have one former associate of mine who called me, who I didn't hear from in 10 years on a private number. We'll see. Police scanners, witnesses, cameras, phone recordings, all of this has been confiscated. They are, as I type this, scrubbing the web of all the people on social media trying to upload what they saw. You all will not believe this, but I will not lie about something of this nature. I'll try to find a video first before I tell you because they're busy making sure it doesn't get out. People heard everything on the scanners. It was wild. This is what I'm trying to get my hands on so you can hear it for yourself. Now you have a visual. These statues of Kikar creatures and demons on the top of Notre Dame in Paris and other important buildings tell you in plain sight who's really been controlling the religious institutions and much more. Miami Mall incident. Anyone following what happened in Miami last night? Apparently mass sighting of 7 to 10 foot tall creatures. Flights halted, police radio cut off and helicopters patrolling. Okay. More videos as time goes on. Another video describing the incident as to what happened. Entity. 10 feet creatures. More videos, zoomed in on one of the TikTok videos about Miami Mall creature so you can see the grey creature walking in between these police cars and the building. I think this is it here, I'm not sure, but I don't see that much. Where is it? Or is that it up there? Oh, who knows? The creature is just, in fact, a blurry video of 3 police officers walking next to each other. Look, it wouldn't surprise me if this fact check is actually true. I zoomed in at even more regular speed than at 33% zoom, not speed. This isn't the movie, so I don't have, zoom enhance, okay. Yeah, that's the blur, I can't. Oh dear. I think this is blue beam, to be honest. So there you go. Take it with a huge grain of salt, please. Brian Cates said April 6, 2018 was the key date in the... Oh, hang on. I'll have to read that one on Rumble. Definitely. Dom LeCrae said breaking news. Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton were spotted in San Miguel. D. Allende, oh my goodness, Mexico, on the day of Jeffrey Epstein's court documents release that revealed Bill likes them young. It's worth noting that Clintons met and were photographed with former Mexican President Enrique Pena Nieto, oh my God, in the Dominican Republic on December 30th. The Clintons haven't returned to America since they left on December 29th, 2023. Well, it's only been 8 days, hasn't it? 9, 10 days. But interesting nonetheless. Elon Musk said the public should be made aware of this. The largest migrant caravan of 2023, known as the Poverty Exodus, has recently departed from southern Mexico, comprising approximately 15,000 individuals from 24 countries, en route to the border. Ours are just flying them in, don't worry, and boating and flying, and oh God. And in case anyone does not realise, this is one of the UN's agendas, was to make first world countries into third world countries. Make of that what you will, but that was part of the UN Agenda 2030. Liz Crogan said Jeffrey Epstein release delayed or not. Okay, everyone was waiting because it might have been delayed. And yeah, I don't know how much more I can read. So let's go over to some mainstream news. Sort of. Hang on, I just got to make sure that this is completely updated. Tune in tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. The Gateway Pundit will host a Twitter space featuring J6 political prisoners directly from the DC Gulag. Okay, so including John Mellis, Reed Christensen, Matthew Kroll, James Grant, Brandon Fellows and Greg Yetman. He shot Joe Biden shocks the public as he wanders around confused upon landing in Delaware. Oh, I saw that and wondered what that was. All I seen was some footage of him wandering around. He's completely lost. We know that. He needs to go into an old person's home in a little wheelchair with a little blankie on his lap and sip some soup or something. Sorry, God help us. This is going to be a crazy year. Washington Post publishes tired hit piece on the Gateway Pundit. Okay, fair enough. They're all going at each other. Former AG Bill Barr says DOJ cast their net too far broadly, going after J6 protesters. Oh, now he says that, does he? New report highlights green failure in Europe and warns America. Yeah, and warns Australia. We're having some really high failures of green energy prices for a start. What else have we got? I've got a cat at the door wanting to get in. Blackouts. So that's no good if you've got everything and you're going everything digital and then you have blackouts, right? My son and I also went to the chemist the other day to get the gauze and everything, the bandage. And because I have one here, but I don't know where the hell it is. Anyway, we went up to the chemist and the guy, he said something and he's too used to using the card, you know. Because I said, can I get my change, please? Had a little laugh at him, with him, sorry, not at him. And he goes, sorry, I'm just used to everyone doing it with the card. I don't, giving change out, not a thing anymore, really. I said, yeah, that's why I use cash, because they're trying to take it away. And I said, even, you can't even give your child tooth fairy money because that'll be taxed. Because it has to go through electronic means, okay? And that's the way a government can make sure they get their tax out of everybody. And, the guy said, yeah, I'll keep $50 on me. And he said, what do you say? What if we have a cyber attack or something? And I said, Simpler than that, what if the electricity goes out? That's all you need to say to people. If the electricity goes out and you're relying on a card, you might be screwed. Okay, and it's all wrapped up in this, including the apparent invasion we're all feeling. Democrat lawmakers made threats against colleague for backing bipartisan ban on gender surgery for minors. And also on the illegal immigration, do you want to find out the hard way? Do you want your wages going way down so you can no longer afford a home? Do you want your kids to grow up in poverty? Because that's what's going to happen if they keep letting them in. Watch Yellowstone creator Taylor Sheridan has major bone to pick with absurd vegans. What? That didn't even make sense to me at all. Imagine a movie where a group of psychotic venture capitalists create social trends and then invest in companies that seek to nurture and grow those trends through peddling expensive merchandise. Though immoral themselves, the venture capitalists would naturally target progressives by creating vapid morality narratives and attaching them to latent human fears. The Green New Deal and veganism come to mind. Narratives like this could produce billions, even trillions of dollars for the psychopath investors, because it is one of another UN agenda, part of Agenda 2030. Taylor Sheridan, the massively successful screenwriter for show series such as Yellowstone and The Tulsa King, as well as movies such as Sicario and Wind Driver, never seen any of them, could write such a script. He might choose to start with veganism. He's already done a good bit of research. Sheridan recently made an appearance on the intensely popular podcast The Joe Rogan Experience, where oddly enough veganism took centre stage. Sheridan didn't mince any words when cutting to the chase. I think one of the most absurd positions anyone can take is they're a vegan for an ethical reason, Sheridan said. It's preposterous. You can do it for a medical reason, even though I don't know what that reason would be. Maybe you can't process meat and can't process proteins like that. But to do it for an ethical reason is absurd. I can imagine an uptight progressive vegan who looks down on customers in the local health food store because they happen to be wearing leather boots, overhearing the interview at his hippie redneck, yes they exist, uncle's house. His face would turn white and his head would reel. Sheridan's not trying to offend vegans per se, he just has a bone to pick, so to speak, and is telling it like it is. And the reason I say that is I have ploughed a field, it's carnage. It's 12 feet of carnage, and every single plant that you eat is going to be tilled into the ground at some capacity. So you're going to kill everything. People have to understand you have to take ownership. The following video contains language that some may find offensive. Mainly the vegans, probably. I won't play the video. Rogan was on board. Ted Nugent said on his podcast, he told his guest, he said, if you want to kill the most things, become a vegan. Rogan said, if you're thinking about individual life, if you don't think that one life equals one life, if you think that small things aren't as valuable as the large things, that's a totally different discussion, and it's a weird discussion. But if you think that all life is sacred, well, what about the life of ground-nesting birds, fawns? What about the lives of rodents, insects? All those things are getting demolished. How many high-minded vegans, not even Jesus was a vegan, mind you, so I mean really high-minded, would dream that farming could turn out to be such a holocaust placed on their altar? Sheridan wrote a scene in the hit series Yellowstone in which Kevin Costner's character, John Dutton, lambasts a would-be do-gooder vegan called Summer. Dutton concludes with, I guess, the only real question is, how cute does an animal have to be before you care if it dies to feed you? Don't get me wrong, we all eat crops, corn, beans, squash, it's all good. And frankly, they're good for you. Sheridan and Rogan seem to be aiming at holier-than-thou vegans who claim a false moral high ground by suggesting they are kinder to the planet and therefore better than everyone else. If you look anywhere in the ecosystem, take man out of it, Sheridan continued. Virtually everything is living at the expense of another organism, to the degree that if a certain weed grows up over the grass, it's killing the grass. It's the cycle of life. There's a balance that must be maintained or all hell will break loose. If for whatever ungodly reason, say, a Bill Gates-like character became dictator of the world and ordered all people to become vegans or die, another movie idea, maybe, everyone must suddenly turn vegan, the natural world would be so off balance there's a good chance it would twirl off its axis and drift into the sun due to mankind's stupid induced hubris. This little sapling grows up over the grass, it's killing the grass. If the grass grows up before the weeds, it kills the weeds. Everything is in competition with everything else. There is not a vegan fish, there's not a vegetarian fish, Sheridan said. Every single fish, every frog, they're eating another organism to survive. Every one of them. And so do humans. It's the way of the world. We may not be pretty, but hey, this isn't heaven, where the lion lays down with the lamb. It's a fallen world, and the balance of nature, through red in tooth and claw, though red in tooth and claw, is oddly beautiful because after all, it's still God's creation. The natural balance is beautiful. Don't mess with nature or God will get angry. Bottom line, veganism isn't natural, and that's what Sheridan and Rogan seem to be emphasizing. And yet, according to a 2021 Bloomberg intelligence prediction, the plant-based food market could make up to 7.7% of the global protein market by 2023, with a value of over $162 billion, up from $29.4 billion in 2020. And will that protein be the bugs that are in the food? Because that's what they're allowing. In certain foods, they're allowing a certain amount of bugs. So there you go. A global vegan fast food market. Have you tried the plant-based tacos at Del Taco lately? I don't advise it. Have you tried the Beyond Burgers? I don't advise it. Will grow to $28 billion by 2023, according to Veg News. In the interview, Rogan tells Sheridan he watched a David Attenborough documentary called Chimpanzee. He learned that monkeys are one of the chimps' favourite foods, and they eat them alive. So all these vegans arguing that animals don't need to, monkeys, they do argue that monkeys do, what do they call them? Vegan or vegetarian or whatever. No, they're not. No, they're vicious little creatures. They're cute, but they're vicious. Okay, at least chimpanzees are upfront about their eating habits. Vegans hide in their vegan kitchens and vegan restaurants, so they don't have to see all the creatures that die to sustain an inflated sense of ego-driven morality. What would happen if everything went? How will vegans survive, right? Without the shopping centres, grocery stores, are they going to plant their seeds and wait 3 to 6 months until the thing is ready and starve in the meantime when there's an animal right there that you might be able to sustain you until those vegetables in the ground are growing? I don't get it. I don't understand why people would be doing this to themselves. Anyway, and I'd like to know what would happen if everything went to shit, right? Are they already growing food now to prepare for that time? How are they going to get through until their plants grow? Sheridan and Rogan set them straight. I wonder if they'll listen. There you go. That was an interesting one. See, sometimes, you should never just look at... You shouldn't do what I just did, right? Just read the headline, because you should find out. Because this one, I was like, what the hell is this? Made no sense to me whatsoever until I clicked on it. Okay, the FBI raiding J6 prisoners again. People. Nikki Haley's campaign calls on police. Police on Laura Loomer kicks her out of Iowa event. Really? Developing Lloyd Austin hell scare, more dying than Pentagon admits. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin was hospitalised at Walter National Reed Military Medical Centre 4 days following the complications of elective surgery. He's in intensive care. The Pentagon still refuses to reveal details of Lloyd Austin's health scare. It's unclear of what the elective procedure was. Why does anyone give the Pentagon any funds at all if they're not releasing details of things that people need to know? Maybe? Anything else? Amid tensions in the Middle East, Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin was hospitalised, including spending 4 days in intensive care. Austin was not able to perform his duties since New Year's Day, a senior defence official said Friday. Pentagon Press Secretary Major General Pat Ryder told NBC News that Austin resumed his full duties on Friday evening. He remained hospitalised on Saturday. Did I read that right? Pentagon Press Secretary Major General Pat Ryder told NBC News that Austin resumed his full duties on Friday evening. He remained hospitalised on Saturday. From his hospital bed, was it? Okay. No way. Details about what ailed him were unavailable. He remained hospitalised Friday evening. It was unclear when he would be released, the source said. Austin was admitted to Walter Reed National Military Medical Centre. I'm not laughing at him being sick. I'm laughing at how he can resume full duties. How? He's in hospital. If I was in hospital, I wouldn't be resuming full duties of anything except being in hospital. I'm possibly in big trouble. What was the elective procedure? Meanwhile, Houthis are attacking vessels in the Red Sea and the US Navy is battling Yemeni-backed terrorists. Oh dear God, what a mess. Mr. Hart, what a mess. That was an ad here in Australia years ago, sorry. Okay, J6 of Jeremy Brown's appeal could have huge Second Amendment implications. Remember Master Sergeant Brown, this J6 anniversary. Iranian illegal immigrant and former Islamist warns Ben of Islamic terrorism coming across the border. Says it will come here, get the guns, get the C4, detonation, and kill people. It's not good. Okay, lots on the J6 going on. President Trump shreds Joe Biden as the fool that's destroying our country in a Newton, Iowa speech. Yep. Joe's potato. Victor reacts, you'll get what you deserve. Democrat mayors sue to stop busloads of illegal aliens. I'm sure I had a lot more. Hang on. Let me keep going. Oh, apparently, Juanita Broderick said, holy gee, he looks worse than Biden. Apparently this is Bill Clinton. If it's taken from 2021, well, he's even worse now then. Because readers added a context down the bottom. So if that was from 2021, imagine him in 2023. Or is he gone completely and we're just seeing some talking head on TV? Like, do you remember Max Headroom from the 80s? I think it was on MTV or Rage or one of them. Can't remember. Yeah, computer animated Bill Clinton. I don't know. Oh. Okay. I'm going to keep going. Is King Charles stepping down? Trader girl accused that King Charles is stepping down. Looks like the flight logs about to take out they weren't flight logs. They were court documents. About to take out the king any day now. Online news is getting a head start on the news release. A 75-year-old monarch, in a heartfelt message shared on the royal family's social media accounts on Monday, seems to express... What the hell was that? Something weird going on. I've got ghosties. No, I'm kidding. I don't believe in them. In a heartfelt message shared on the royal family's social media accounts on Monday, seems to have expressed confidence in the younger generation's ability to carry on the royal legacy. The underlying message suggested that King Charles had made a conscious decision to step down and trust the affairs of the firm to the younger couple, allowing him to enjoy the remainder of his life with his wife and grandchildren. Epstein. Do you attack the king at the beginning of the game or do you remove the pawns first? Checkmate incoming. Wow. Remember? Can't show you too much of that either. I might go through this one again on... I'll try and remember because I've hearted it, so... Jeez Louise. Anyway, I'll try and go through that one more on Rumble. Alexandra Marshall said the rich never thought it would impact them, just like all the virtue signalers on Twitter who have stolen land their profiles but won't hand over the keys to their house. Aboriginal land claim rocks one of Australia's wealthiest suburbs as Indigenous group lobbies for a massive chunk of prime land. Bite them on the bum. Gunther Eagleman said, breaking the Epstein... No, it's not the client list is being delayed while the deep state finalises the details of a distract... Well, maybe the client list is being delayed, but the what we just got was not that list. It was just anyone who was mentioned in that court case, including victims, okay? So, Mail or Maley, I don't know how to say that. The court's documents are not Epstein client list. This is not a flight list or an island visitor list. What is being released is approximately 174 names listed as John or Jane Doe in the Giuffre vs. Maxwell case in the Southern District of New York. These names are not all Epstein clients or on flight logs or all visitors to the island. They were witnesses, victims, employees, bankers, housekeepers named in the Giuffre vs. Maxwell case, which is not the Epstein case. The names are mentioned in the case in Giuffre depositions in relation to her suit against Maxwell. Keep in mind, a mention does not equal guilt. Use your pitchforks wisely. Want to see the documents yourself when released? There they are in pacer.gov. Search for search civil docket for case number 1. Is it colon semicolon? No, colon 1.5 C-CV-07433-LAP. There you go. If you got that. Oh dear. So exactly, it's not the list. Liz Crokin said breaking new lawsuit filed against Jeffrey Epstein associate, who was most likely a co-conspirator. Jean-Luc Brunel held women for... Ooh, really? He was holding people hostage, was he? He's been accused of, okay? I don't know. Allegedly, apparently. Bloody YouTube. God help me, I don't know. I don't know anymore what I'm allowed to talk about anyway. He was holding a woman hostage at a Canadian estate for, to use her by multiple men, according to Rolling Stone. Okay, YouTube, this is not a conspiracy. Rolling Stone's reporting on this. According to the 16-page complaint, Brunel, who founded Karen Models and MC2 Model Management, abused and assaulted the new plaintiff at various locations, including Los Angeles. The woman alleges Brunel and his staff sought out models and young girls with promises of lucrative modelling gigs, but these girls, including the plaintiff, were drugged, assaulted, subjected to false imprisonment, and abused. Essayed. Okay, I'm going to just say, look, when it's this, I'm going to say essayed. When it's children, you'll hear me say CA, CSA, I don't know, whatever I need to say to get around that. Reminder, Rachel Chandler provided models for Brunel's MC2 Model Management. Remember that? Remember Rachel Chandler? Midland Modelling Agency? Remember the poor kids on that site? They did not look happy. Brunel was an alleged Epstein co-conspirator like Chandler and was believed to have supplied victims for Epstein and his trafficking. Brunel was arrested, then later met the same fate as Epstein. He was found dead in a prison cell and his death was ruled a suicide just like Epstein's. New court records set to be released reportedly will include documents on Brunel and perhaps Chandler too. Get your popcorn ready. There we go. Who knows? because things are going to start rolling out and then it's going to start really spilling out. 1984, breaking. Tom Hanks converts to Judaism and flees to Israel following the release of the Epstein. No, I think this was beforehand. I'm not sure. Sources say he was greeted with massive welcome celebration upon his arrival. Yeah, people say he fled to Australia before, but, like, I don't know. This video is from 2014 from the Times of Israel. I don't know. Okay, Chuck Costello said just in. Tim Bitchute requests all Dems return stolen money received and donated to the party by FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried. And also, he wasn't charged with everything. They dropped heaps of charges for that Sam Bankman-Fried, but I believe he's still serving time in prison. Is my stream still running? Shit. Yeah, I'm going to have to go into Canada's healthcare leaders' pedos on Rumble. I am so sorry, but apparently it's really bad too. 365 times in the Bible it says don't be or do not be afraid. Ready? Hang on, let me pause it. Is there music? I don't even know. Okay, there is, so just... So many times in the Bible does that phrase come up. Don't be afraid. Even if you don't believe in the Bible and you believe this is written by whatever, Freemasons, whatever you believe, right? I don't know. Some people believe some really different stuff. So whatever you believe that. Do not be afraid, regardless. Because fear will make you panic and you won't think straight. So if something does go down and you panic, which is what I normally do, okay, and then I'm all right. Just give me a sec to get the panic out of the way and then I'm okay. Oh dear. But yeah, don't panic. Don't worry, everything will be okay. Just pray if you're that way inclined. Oz Integrity, yes, because look, every one of these people who puts these things in, they add an extra one in there, right? That I haven't heard before anyway. Oz Integrity said Epstein list gets released today. So far we've seen 200 plus squad cars descend on Miami, explosions in New York City, plane explode on landing in Japan, 4.1 magnitude earthquake in LA, a 7.4 magnitude earthquake in Japan, South Korean opposition leader stabbed in the neck. Anything else? Anything else that's happened this week? Well, probably a lot. And I don't know what's supposed to be a distraction from what, because it seems like certain counting in certain states is revealing certain things that I can't say, and maybe everything's a distraction from that, including the release of this, which wasn't actually his client list. But people were, you know, thinking it was the flight logs, the list, whatever. And there were people releasing the list from years ago, again, saying, this is the list. And I'm looking through it going, I saw that years ago. That is not the newly released list. So, and then you got the aliens in Miami, and I'm just looking at it all going, it's the whole freaking thing's fake. Is the whole freaking thing fake? Is it? We're watching a movie. I really do think, I'm starting to think like everything. Doesn't matter what we're looking at. And the Epstein things, I think, were a little carrot to, you know, everyone's thinking it's the list, and it's not. Okay. Shadow of Ezra said not even 48 hours into the new year. This was a few days ago. I've been bookmarking stuff all week because, yeah, I was on a involuntary strike. A major earthquake in Japan, Southern Korea opposition leader Lee Jae-moo, oh my goodness, stabbed at a press conference. A passenger plane exploding on the runway. Car crash in Rochester, New York. being investigated as possible terrorism after gasoline canisters were found in the SUV. Earthquakes in California and Washington, D.C. Multiple reports of multiple explosions and buildings shaking near Roosevelt Island, Manhattan, New York City. See, everyone's got a little extra information. George Papadopoulos, this was on January 3rd, breaking. George Soros' New York estate swarmed by a SWAT team after a 911 call. See, swatting. Everyone's getting swatted. What's going on? Okay, the Mac, not the Mackinac. Mr. Epstein's vision reflected his long-standing fascination with what has become known as transhumanism, the science of improving the human population through technologies like genetic engineering and artificial intelligence. Critics have likened transhumanism to a modern-day version of eugenics, the discredited field of improving the human race through controlled breeding. And that is because Epstein wanted to have a whole race of people that he fathered. Like his own little army, imagine that. Alexandra Marshall said Sydney City Mayor Clover Moore, so this is here in Sydney, right, Australia, said the children's 9 p.m. New York Eve fireworks were designed to acknowledge black power. Let's repeat that. The children's fireworks were designed to acknowledge race power. Bloody idiots. Okay, the Mac again said, according to his former friend, the journalist Jesse Kornbluth, in the mid-1980s, Epstein said he worked for governments to recover money looted by African dictators and occasionally subcontracted to those same autocrats to help them hide their stolen money. A source who spoke with a journalist, Vicky Ward, said one of Epstein's clients was the late Saudi arms dealer Khashoggi, a middleman in the Iran-Contra scandal who helped smuggle cash for the Marcos family out of the Philippines. In 1988, Khashoggi was arrested in Switzerland for concealing assets and later faced fraud and racketeering charges in the US. He was later acquitted. That year, he sold his 282-foot yacht, don't leave the two out, to the Sultan of Brunei, who soon flipped it to Donald Trump. Don't know why. Interesting. Dude in the hoodie said, did you know Jeffrey Epstein's brother Mark Epstein was unable to locate Jeffrey Epstein's body after being suicided? He was in the hospital, apparently. What? Oh, I clicked that, that's why. He was in the hospital. I have photographs of him at the hospital. Apparently. Okay, Liz Crogan, the truth about President Trump and Jeffrey Epstein. In Bradley Edwards' book Relentless Pursuit, who represented Jeffrey Epstein's victims, he wrote, Donald Trump was not around when minors were present, nor did he engage in improper sexual activity. Edwards also wrote, Trump was one of the only people who didn't resist talking about Epstein and provided helpful, often corroborating information for his case. Number 3, Trump kicked Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago. Number 4, Trump has warned people about Jeffrey Epstein for many years. Number 5, it was Trump's DOJ that took down Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, NXIVM and Backpage. Trump did more than any president to combat child sex trafficking. And he announced within days of becoming president that it would not only be a priority for his administration, he would combat it like it's never been before. And as far as the fake sex allegations made against Trump, like I said, many of these women were paid to lie or were linked to Hillary Clinton and her associates, and the receipts are below. Thank you, Marjorie Taylor Greene, for acknowledging my work. I admire you. Keep up the great work of what you're doing. Okay. Trump banned, yeah, we all know that. From Mar-a-Lago.
Bill Clinton.
Oh.
Nice guy. Got a lot of problems coming up, in my opinion, with the famous island with Jeffrey Epstein. A lot of problems.
Epstein in your remarks about in the Q&A.
Well, I think he's got a problem. I mean,
What do you think the problem will be?
I don't know, but that island was really a cesspool. There's no question about it. Just ask Prince Andrew. He'll tell you about it. The island was an absolute cesspool. So,
the Clintons are friends
and he's
of
been
yours,
there
right?
for many
The
times.
Clintons are friends
well,
of
I
yours.
can't say friends, but I know
You're
them.
friendly. You know them.
They play at my clubs a lot. I have clubs, and everybody likes to play at my clubs.
Are you saying there's a political problem for her if she runs for president?
It could be a political problem. Look, he could be a political problem. Right now, he's Teflon, and right now, maybe not. But he could end up being a political problem.
Attorney Lisa Bloom sought to line up paydays for women accusing Trump of sexual misconduct. She was paying women to accuse him. Marjorie Taylor Greene said, listen to Liz, she's been reporting about Epstein longer than most, along with Alex Jones, Cernovich and a few others. She's done research. The accusations against President Trump are fake. Trump kicked Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago. If he had anything to hide, he wouldn't have done that. And they would have thrown him under the bus years ago. Seriously, they really would have. Okay. Josh Dunlap, Ultramaga, said this should be front page news. El Chapo stated in court that Comey helped launder $150 million cartel money for Pelosi. It appears that only those who were at the trial were aware of this. Maybe more people should be bringing this into the news. Illuminati bots said if the government says if you're not doing anything wrong, you shouldn't have anything to hide. That is true. Shouldn't the government declassify everything then? The people in the Netherlands have had enough. The company, which is owned by Bill Gates, has been set on fire. That was back on the 1st of January. Juanita Broderick said this is from a year ago and it's awesome. I think I'm going to have to play that on the Rumble video. Happy New Year, says Lisa May. Good thought to carry you through as we start what I believe will be one of the most consequential years in American history. By the way, Happy New Year, everyone. I was barred. We need all hands on deck to save the Republic. Walk toward the fire. Don't worry about what they call you. All those things are set against you because they want to stop you in your tracks. But if you keep going, you're sending a message. The people who are rooting for you, who are agreeing with you, the message is that they can do it too. Denmark's Queen Margaret II, who has reigned for 52 years, announced a surprise abdication live on TV during New Year's address. There seems to be all of these people who are going to other countries or abdicating their roles, or as we approach the unveiling of the client list of Jeffrey Epstein, you will witness many sudden departures from high positions. They'll not be able to walk down the street. Should probably use some of the chrome. Fletch17 said, did not have Hill Dog posting about 1999 in front of an evergreen on my bingo card for the last day of 2023. Fletch17 said she turned off comments, and of course 1999 was the crash of JFK Jr.'s plane. The start? POTUS JFK Jr. relationship, plane crash 1999, HRC Senate 2000, the start. Enjoy. Rosita Diaz says, she's an Australian Tasmanian, fools. Danish Queen's abdication hands torch to son and his Scottish wife. She's Australian, Tasmanian actually. Maybe she has an ancestor of the Scottish. Oh, I don't think I can read that. Okay. Wall Street Silver said, is something wrong up there in Canada? You guys okay? Daily Mail Online said Justin Trudeau's government awards medal to champion of diversity trans activists who got Canada's oldest rape shelter defunded for refusing to house a transgender woman. Moronic. Absolutely moronic. The reason they have the shelters is so they don't have to deal with men because they've just been attacked by one. Very interesting. Yeah, I can't wait for 2024. When is it? November. Okay, there are some other things that I'm going to have to play on Rumble. Sorry, guys. Can't do it here because I don't know what I'm allowed to talk about, really. I should just sit here with tape across my mouth. Not say a word. See if they pull that one down. Oh my God. Yeah, I don't know what I'm allowed to talk about, really. Oh, the Hunter Biden laptop repairman John Paul Mack, said Nick Sauter, Isaac has been swatted at his home in Delaware. It's a fake emergency. And then the SWAT team turns up. Not a good thing. Fact from Batman. Hamas controls Palestine. They are the government there. Hamas is also classified as a terrorist organisation here in Australia. When are the police going to arrest those supporting a terrorist group? And shrinkflation. You know what shrinkflation is when they do it with everything. We used to have Cadbury blocks of chocolate. There were 250 grams of full cream dairy milk. No. 250 mils. No, hang on. 1.5 cups of full cream dairy milk in every 250 gram block. That's what it was. Had to bloody really think about that for a minute. Well, now they went down to, I think, 200 gram blocks, and they took the milk off the front, so I don't even know. It's probably got palm oil in there instead of milk now. And I believe they've gone down even more, and they might be about 190 gram blocks now of chocolate. Well, the dishwashing liquid here has gone from 221 mils down to 192, or 6.5 fluid ounces to 7.5 to 6.5. We used to have muesli bars, packs of 8 or 10. They're packs of 6 now, sometimes 4. And I think I might make this one the last. There was more in Canada, wasn't there? Or that might be on, that might be on the other one. Okay, just checking. Sorry guys, just checking things. I have bookmarked so much it's not funny. Anyway, Libs of TikTok said, trans Lieutenant Colonel suggests inclusion as a matter of national security. The world is laughing at us. How is inclusion national security? Okay, let's have a listen.
So, inclusion is a national security imperative. We fight today, and we are going to fight in the future using brain power. And if that brain, who's going to revolutionize the way we fight in space, we fight in cyber, just happens to be in a trans body, you should want them all serving alongside me. And for your organization,
what brain?
It's the same way. Those perspectives that we get from a diverse set of individuals, it's been talked about on stage a lot regarding the science behind high-performing teams. We need those perspectives. But it's inclusion that actually drives that. Because you can bring people in, and if they don't feel safe to speak up, if they don't feel safe to bring their full selves to work, you're not going to get the value of the diversity. So for us, it is absolutely critical to drive our future success as an organization and potentially on the battlefield. And I think it's the same way for all of you, because we can't leave that talent that is going to revolutionize the way we do business behind. I think we have
Did you get that? I was just saying, please give me patience. Anyway. Okay. Well, that's it for today. Oh, the chat's gone nuts. Kai said, hit the damn like. Daly said, so good to see you. Haven't been looking for you. Lacey, how you going? Hi, Hev. Jane, I thought it had gone quiet. Yes. Yes, naughty Hev doing the naughty thing again that she's not supposed to do, but they won't tell her what exactly she done, so she doesn't know what it was that kicked it off. Which one? They don't give you a timestamp anymore when you they just... Your whole video. I don't know. Hey Void, how you going? Oh, the best surprise so far this year. So just said Happy New Year, everyone. Kai said I've got the actual list of names hidden in those 900 plus pages. Kai said email Hev. Oh, has anyone put it in the... Okay. I'll put it in just in case no one has. Okay, just in case no one else has, I'll put it in there. Xenotron, how you going? Robinson Crusoe has returned, or have I been on Gilligan's Island? Boyd said, Epstein's alive, I've always said that. Yeah, exactly. None of the features matched. Zena said no phone, no light, no internet, no motorcar. Dealey said void, I keep hearing that too. Kai said void, I agree. Zena said was ravaged in the storms here in southeast Queensland, was very quiet Christmas amongst the tornado. Oh, Zena, you poor thing. I was hearing about that. I hope you're all right. Dealey said, oh, look, a lot of look here, not there going on. Yeah, exactly. Zena said Dershowitz is in deep trouble. Well, let the cards fall where they may. I want the actual customers list. Kai said, actually, the gigantic face by the moon on December 3rd signaled the beginning of 1,000 years of darkness. No, it's 1,000 years of light. For the devil knows he has but a short time. Boyd said, Dealey went on a long holiday to Israel. Santa said, ooh, it's got, what is it? Baby? Barbie? Bibi? Baby? Kai said, these are the things that came through CERN's portal. Dealey said, Void, for real? Void said, Dealey, I think so. Kai said, check Israel News Live. Dealey said, Void, that's cool. I hope to travel outside my country someday. Santa said, I believe that, Kai. Kai said, they mixed the dimensions. That wouldn't surprise me. Stuart, McGovern, how you going, Stuart? 4 minutes behind. Santa said, it's the form that evil energy takes when manifesting our paradigm. Kai said, we're screwed. I think there's hope. I really do. And the more I see, the more I think there's hope. As Santa said, Dealey, it's not all it's cracked up to be. Kai said, our thoughts make them. Hey, out to lunch, how you going? Out to lunch in the house, said Dealey. Void said, Dealey, where are you? Dealey said, Void, USA. Zena said, our thoughts allow us to see them. It used to be different before the silver, green, black mirror. Not many people had the experience. Now we don't have a choice. Kai said, be right back. Void said, Dealey, your elections are something else. They set the precedent for UK. Zena said, memorialised in cyberspace. Dealey said, Zena, maybe it depends on where you go. Dealey said, Void, our elections are an illusion. How you going, Missy T? Good to see ya. Charles, how you going, Charles? Good to see you too. Who have I missed anyone? And Dealey said, Kai, I can't believe Bruce finally hit 100,000k. Wow. I'm having trouble hitting 1,000 this time. They're onto me again, I know that, because they're striking me all over the place. Doing weird things. Out to lunch said, I got a jackal inside my brain that makes me laugh when it calls you names. Guy said he always said the world would probably end if he hit 100,000k. No, we're just going to go through some really weird stuff. Sanders said, Dealey, yes, true, but all the stuff you go through with the airport searches, baggage security, lines and lines of people for hours and getting ripped off everywhere because you aren't a local. Missy T said, hi, out to lunch. Out to lunch said, hello, beautiful people. Dealey said, Zena, I've heard that, so wrong. Missy T said, I hope everyone had a lovely Christmas. Yep, and a happy New Year. Zena said, in the crowds, I saw more of the pyramids on the Valley of Kings on videos on YouTube than being pressed forward by 1,000 strangers along a narrow passage, no photos allowed, then surrounded by desperate hawkers selling plastic pyramids. Waste of money, disappointing really. Missy T said, I think BC has ALDS. Kai said, Armageddon coffee. D. Lee said, Zena definitely seems too unsafe to travel anymore. Zena said, well, I did go alone. That makes it hard to have fun. D. Lee said, Zena, same here. I travel alone. Zena said, you have no one to have downtime with, and the stress of culture shock is something you can't get until you experience it. Zena said, I did like Thailand though. Still difficult but lovely. Conchega Yowie, how you going? No notification. What the fuck? Out to lunch said, electric cars, everyone, then an EMP and no one goes anywhere. Well, the electric cars are failing. They're not selling them as well as they should be. They're just failing. So is the solar, wind. I believe a lot of it's failing. Kai said, Tony's home watching on PlayStation. Cool. Say hello to Tony for us, Kai. Daily said, out to lunch. That's their plan. Yep. Zena said a plan decades ago. And Daly said, hello, Tony. Missy said, military operation. Conchega Yowie said, out to lunch. Electric cars have been around for over 100 years and could travel 1,600 kilometres on one charge. Everyone's saying, hello, Tony. Hi, Yowie. Hey, Kay, I've heard that. Out to lunch said, hey, Kay, I've heard that. Also, water-fueled engines. Daly said, have it gotten a strike? Yeah. Zena said, technology's taken us on a road to nowhere. Yeah, we're on a road to nowhere. Come on inside. Taking that ride to nowhere. I'm not taking that ride. Conchega Yowie said, out to lunch, all rediscovered tech or suppressed? Daly said, definitely suppressed. Out to lunch said, suppressed. Yeah, I believe that too. Zanatron said, you have to kill to live. You choose who your victim is, which is why sacrifice became a thing. You consider what you are doing. Out to lunch said, Mercury Energy. Zena said, something or someone pays somewhere along the line. Zena said, life as we know it cannot be had without death. Missy said, survival of the fittest. Out to lunch said, cavemen were painting the salad on the cave walls. Zena said, do not like the world they have made for us, and yet we made this world. They harvested our energy to build a kingdom for them. Yeah, exactly, Xenotron. Missy T said, dried crickets are in a lot of foods. Yes, you've got to check those ingredients, and if you don't know what that ingredient is, look it up on the internet while you're there. Right, just while you're in the supermarket, go, what is... And it should be able to hopefully tell you. Sherry, how you going? Missy T said probably cardio. Sherry said Happy New Year to you, Missy T. Happy Saturday, said Cynthia. How you going, Cynthia? Miss Seltz, elective surgery, sex change. That's what I thought, funnily enough. Oh, MTZ cells. I thought the same thing when I was reading it. What kind of operation? I thought, did he get rid of his pee-pee or... I don't know. Hey Randy, how you going? Good to see ya. Zena said there are 1,500 computers in the Pentagon found with CP on them after 9/11 in their investigations. Nothing happened about that. Why do you think they're hiding Jeffrey Epstein's client list? Who do you think some of the biggest what do you call it, customers are going to be? Out to lunch today, April the 8th, 2024. There's a solar eclipse with incoming meteor. Going to be fun. Xenotron said, like we are told anything anyway, and we believe the press release and run with that lie. Xena said, it's not coming, it's here. Dealey said, we don't believe press releases here. Yep. Out to lunch said, max headroom. Yep. Look, I think that's honestly what a lot of these people are, just on a, like, based on what they used to look like, now a computer-generated version of themselves. Missy T said he looks ghastly. Apparently he wants to hand over to William. D-Lee said, oh yeah, I heard that about King Charles. Hey Zal, how you going? About time for some Hev-vacation. God love you. MTZ Cells said, Q said the Clintons would start declining fast after being exposed. Yes. They won't be able to walk down the street shortly. Senator said, D-Lee, when I say we, I don't mean us, I mean all the talking heads and minions that propagate and spread spiritual aids. Out to lunch said, cat scratching on door drives me. Sorry, out to lunch. Missy T said, Charles is 75. D-Lee said, Zena, that's what I thought you meant. Zena said, awesome, D-Lee, I think you and me see eye to eye on many things, for sure. Yep, even D-Lee said, Zena, for sure. Where was I up to? Shit, go back. Oh, where am I? Okay, yep, D-Lee said, Zena, for sure. MTZ Cells said, what we want to know is who was compromised on the island. Yes, exactly, that's what we want to know. Who was compromised, who were actually paying customers. Want to know the difference, you know. David, how you going? From Maine. Zena said, hey, Hev, I really missed you. Was hoping you were okay because I've been unable to be online. Out to lunch said, yep. D-Lee said, yes. MTZ, yep. Everyone's saying hello to David. And Zena said, remember the first arrest will shock the world, so it's not anyone that we know of yet. My call is King Charles, but I might be wrong. You never know. Yeah, how do you... You can get to the... Look at chess. How do you get to the king? Do you take the pawns first and the queen out? Hello? Missy said, Andrew taken the fall and guilty. Missy T said no. D-Lee said, I just hope all that corrupt governments and bad people receive swift justice in 2024. Yep. Out to lunch said 2024, the year of swift justice would be great. MTZ Cells said, plus the sacrifices that went on, yep. Missy said, protect the king and country. Zana said, not sure, out to lunch, but it's someone we all know. Gates. Bill Gates. Everyone knows who Bill Gates is, don't they? Or do they? No, everyone knows who Prince Charles is. MTZ Cell says, satellite images show mass graves being unearthed. Ooh. Missy T said Jersey. Zena said, I remember the scandal with Prince Andrew and porn star Stark. Missy T said, yes, they dated. Out to lunch said, don't be a what? Randy said, you're scaring me. Out to lunch said, don't fear, okay? D-Lee said, do not be afraid, Randy, no. Randy said, lol, I'm not afraid. MTZ Cells says, with deep faith, everything is always okay. Exactly. D-Lee said, laughing, but seriously. Zena said, I don't care about list or checking it twice. Show the footage. Oh, yeah. Oh, I don't know if I could. I don't know. Yeah, I agree. Like, to the people who want to see it. Just don't know if I'd actually want to watch a lot of it, you know. Zena said, how many hundreds of thousands of hours of blackmail tape, but we still get a few stills of Clinton at an airport or sitting on a plane. Sal said, anyone see the event in Miami of 8 to 10 foot beings in a shopping mall? D-Lee said, Sal, Hev showed the clips at the beginning. Santa said, might just be Project Bluebeam. Out to lunch said, Sal, I don't believe it. Sal said, total shutdown of airport power and 200 cop cars. Sal said, seen the footage out to lunch? D-Lee said, Hev showed the footage I hadn't seen anywhere. Out to lunch said, seen something, but I didn't see anything, did you? Out to lunch said, I can't see too well. Oh, yep. If you go right back to the beginning of this video, you'll see the first footage I showed really well. It was really clear. I just think it's Project Bluebeam. Missy T said he was like Robert Maxwell, working for everyone. Definitely. Cena said, I have seen one of those tail creatures in a video on YouTube in a sewer really creepy. Senator said, Trump never went to that island. They won't highlight that. Yeah, exactly. Dooley said, I see a lot of false flags and distractions. Missy T said, no one's talking about the submarine access. Exactly. Or the sister islands. Exactly, Missy T. There's a lot of them. Joe Biden owns one. Look, we were told in the beginning that Epstein wasn't the highest. There's more. This is a beginning to introduce everybody into the fact that these things happen. And there's a lot more. Dealey said, yes, Missy T. Randy said, where is all the video? Dealey said, lots of elites, including Biden family, own islands. And Missy T said, Mel Gibson does, Naomi Campbell. Xenotron said, the only distraction is everything they've done since 2015. Everything's been focused on destroying Trump, even if it destroys the whole world. Missy T said, Brand said, yes. Dealey said, Johnny Depp. Missy T said, the list goes on. Dealey said, yeah, lots stepping down. Xena said, she looks like she has an elongated skull. Or is that just her hairdo, the Queen of Denmark? I don't know. Wow. Xena said, well, now Mary gets misidentified. Randy said, no, we are F'd here in Canada. Sal said, have the so-called Aussie bird and the Danish royalty is bloodline. She was selected. I know. Sal said, she is of Scottish royal blood. Okay. Dealey said, go slow, we will read. Xena said, glass and a half. That's it. You were trying to see. You were trying to help me there. And I was going 250 mils. No, it's not. It's a glass and a half of full cream dairy milk inside every 200 gram block. They used to be 250 gram blocks. Xena said, you used to get 500 sheets on a roll of toilet paper. Now they say double length. There's only 360 sheets. Susie said, oh my God, how long have you been on? About now, an hour and 20 minutes. No notifications. Oh, Susie. Yeah, I didn't plan this one either. I didn't schedule it or anything. I just came on as soon as they let me. As soon as I realised I could get on, I was getting ready and coming on. So yeah, I'm not surprised though that they don't give you any notifications. It was about an hour at this time. Dealey said, yeah, they've been making containers smaller and increasing prices for over a decade. Susie said, hi all and Happy New Year. You too, Susie. Happy New Year to everybody. Hope you're all having a good one. It's been a strange one for me. Maybe for you too. Out to lunch said, we must really have a strong military because what they show of our military act weak when strong, but I don't think that's the case. Mr. T said, same to you. Sherry said, I noticed the milk don't spoil as fast. I don't think it's all milk. Susie said, Happy New Year, Hev, moved to bed. Ah, you noticed. I did. I've got less room, but I just needed a change. Change is as good as a holiday. So, Xena said, a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. Out to lunch said, fake milk. Well, I showed a video, I can't remember which one it was, where there was something wrong with the milk here in Australia, or someone got a carton of milk and there was something wrong with it. It wasn't supposed to be used for another 4 days, so the date on that it runs out wasn't for another 4 days, but the milk had separated. There was water with bits floating in it, and then creamy, like yellowy water. It was weird. Milky water, sorry. And then, yeah, bits floating in it, and then really thick stuff down the bottom. Didn't look good. Dealey said fake everything. Missy T said different ears and nose. Out to lunch said the goat milk I was getting was so good. Santa said my Dare iced coffee lasted 2 months after its expiry date in the back of my fridge. I thought I would tip it down the sink, but it wasn't actually off. Santa said I love goat milk. Missy T said the body looked like Hillary's brother. Santa said $7 a litre here where I live. Ooh. Santa said, yeah, Hev, I'm good. Our roads washed away and we were trapped on the mountain for 5 days. Oh, wow. Randy said $131.60. What's that for, Randy? Did I miss something? Susie said, goat milk makes me chunder, but I still love you, Xena. Out to lunch said, heard okay. The Drino. It's $1 billion. Xena said, no, nothing. I thought the apocalypse had happened. Oh. Okay, where am I? There I am. Dealey said, Xena, I heard about the storms too. Glad you're okay. Xena said, Dealey, other people copped it way worse. I went for a drive yesterday. Huge, massive trees completely uprooted, more than 1,500 of them. Wow. Xena? Dealey said, I would have thought the same thing, Xena. Yeah, Dealey said, wow, Xena too. Xena said, there's nothing but an occasional car which kept me in hope. That was what I was thinking wasn't real. Xena said, apparently the whole electrical system needs to be rebuilt from the ground up. Really? You still got no electricity? Well, you have now. Xena said it was bad. All our food supply was gone. No internet, no news, pissing down rain and unbelievable lightning. Sherry said, you can do lives on Bumble, Hev. I just watched a couple of people. Yeah, the only thing is that the streaming thing that I use doesn't let me. So I'm going to have to look into getting, I think it's Restream. I'm not sure if you can do it on that. But I'm going to have to look at that. So I know you can do lives on Rumble. It's just a matter of how. I just don't know how. I'm really technologically challenged. Randy said, snowing. Oh, snowing. So I said, have that colour really suits your eyes. Which colour? My grey shirt, maybe? I don't know. Zana said, or maybe it's because you're not wearing your hat. Yeah, I'm not. I've actually got my hair kind of out, except for the earphones. I've got earphones on, but my hair's just, it's getting to that point where it's starting to kind of look okay. It just needs to grow a bit more. Xana said, I reckon if Charlie does anything too much to Andy, then he'll turn on Charlie like a snake. Mr. T said they did a poll in the UK and 51% wanted Charles to step down. Xana said, Hev, I don't mean the gory details, I mean clear identification, clear indications of, oh yeah, what they were doing, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I can sit, like, as long as I don't have to watch horrible things, I'm alright. Only enough for it to be undeniable. I agree, Xena. Xena said Epstein was just an amazing administrator with benefits. Out to lunch said poor people don't take vacations. There, that's why I moved my bed, because a change is as good as a vacation. So that's what I did. That's actually better because I'm straight on with the TV instead of having my head, you know. Even if I want to watch something on the computer, I can now. Because over here I couldn't without turning my head. So now if something that's not on there that I want to watch on the internet, I can do that. So you're right, out to lunch. Susie said Queen Marguerite looks like she should be called King Marvin, not something not right there. Possibly. Yeah, even my son, we were watching the Leave the World Behind, the Obama movie, right? And Julia Roberts is in it. And even my son looked at it and said, she looks like a man. I said, yeah, she does. Really, really, very, very much she does. Oh, dear. Out to lunch said, moist and chilly here in the northeast Mississippi. Santa said, have they superheat the milk and there is no goodness in any of it unless it's raw, which you can barely find it. Yeah, we had raw milk for a little while here. They've taken it back off the shelves. At least the last 2 months, I have not found it anywhere. Delia said, out to lunch, did you get snow yesterday? We got about 3 inches. Out to lunch said, no snow, but I thought I'd seen one flake though. Missy T said, have you StreamYard? Yeah, I do. Can I actually go through that? Won't be as good quality, but I might be able to, Missy T. It's a thought. Out to lunch said, could have been cigarette ash. Xana said, lols, I reckon Hev, the only people that did okay were those that were camping. They were stocked up, lols, but wet, yeah. Oh, they'd be saturated. Okay, that time I nearly burnt my nose. I'll be able to smell hair burning shortly. Out to lunch said, vacation, we garden. Yeah, exactly. My garden's going all right, actually. Out to lunch said, most actors trans use female with male last name. Missy T said, Truthy does for his lives. Does he go on to Rumble? Then she said, Hev, you need to put a shawl or cover over the screen at night so they can't see you sleeping. Well, the screens don't have cameras on them, and this camera that I do have, I can actually turn it off so no one can see anything through it, even if they hack into it. The microphone's always on though. Out to lunch to Julia Roberts seems like one. So yeah, Missy T, does Wheezy do it for Rumble on like, yeah, Rumble? Okay. I'm going to try it. I will be trying that. I might wait till tomorrow morning. I might try it on the StreamYards instead of Streamlabs, and we'll see how we go. Sandra said Evangeline Lilly is from Lost is one. I can't read. It's under the heart. Something devastating. Oh, one ... Okay. Missy T said he won't mind. Yeah, I might try tomorrow morning, actually, on StreamYard and see if I can go through to Rumble and do a live stream there. If not, I'll come back here and just let you know that I couldn't do it. But, yeah. And with that, guys, I'm going to go because it's been like an hour and a half. And I shall be back, well, tomorrow on Rumble if I can make it work. Out to lunch. I don't think lives on Rumble cost money anymore. I don't think they do anymore. And even if it was, I'd pay for it anyway. It's not that much. So, yeah, I can take it from YouTube and pay Rumble instead. Okay, guys, with that, I'm going to go. Not for us to watch. I don't get what that means. Okay, well, I'll be reading the chat while I do the outro. And I hope you have a good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. And I'll talk to you tomorrow, either on Rumble or here, depending on if I can work Rumble. Okay, guys, have a good one. Bye.
I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I've changed for the better this time. I thought I would never be fine. I strive just to say I'm alright. And for the first time in a long time, I'm alright. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I'm not falling. I'll push all my chips and call all in. I'll bet on myself, you keep stalling. I hear destiny and it's calling. I'll keep my head up high through the downs and lows. And where I'll go in life, still nobody knows. But I'ma choose what's right and take what comes and goes. And ain't no one in life holding me back no more. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. back a year ago.